You know, some people age like a fine wine, and some people age like a can of special brew left on a hot windowsill. Whichever one you are, get ready to talk about those pesky little emotions of yours, because it's time for another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings. Please welcome your host, Sam Lake. It was me the whole time.
Yeah, I'm not falling for that again. This bit won't be going out, but we're on a hot mic. Sure, that's how I got in trouble with the Swiss.
Maybe we...
To be honest, they deserved it. Are we filming?
Yeah. Oh, we're going.
Son of a bitch!
It's all right. We put all of the racist stuff on the Patreon, so people have to pay.
Yeah, racists don't have money. So I wonder if anyone will ever
No,
see it.
that's the problem. They have a lot of money.
Yeah, but they spend it in Weatherspoons. I've seen the documentaries.
Well, that's why Weatherspoons is so cheap.
Mm.
It's very cheap.
That's right.
Yeah. Right, are we...
I'll flash you at 35.
Yeah, lovely.
How is that going to manifest itself exactly? Because I want to make sure I'm looking you dead in the eye. No offence.
It's one breast at 35 and they've really gone over us both.
Just lean back in the
We've
chair,
gone over an hour.
legs
It's
go
pretty
aside.
cool.
There's a huge splat in the face. You're the one who said spider come. This is what happens. You implied
Don't judge people for having a thirst for knowledge.
that thirst for knowledge. Is that what we're calling it?
Oh, yeah. I learned something.
I've learned several things since arriving here.
I tend to go like that.
Yeah,
But
she
you
mimes
see
it.
that. I don't actually do it. I just go.
This vision. Have you lived? It says there's like a Total Recall type. Wait, some guy sticking out.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 3 breasts.
Well, I was got 2 with faces.
But you thought it was going to be
looking like a little large or something like that. You know, I've seen the blogs.
Well, it'd be funny if when you do the flash, if you hold up the laptop but it's a picture of somebody else's breasts.
How do I Google that on the work?
Just Google big tits on the work Wi-Fi. I'm sure everything will be easily explained away.
Big milky jugs would be like, oh, I thought that was Sam's show.
First of all, thanks for inviting me to this tribunal. Second of all, funny story.
What? I might just.
Hi, welcome to another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings, the show where me and a wonderful guest enjoy a beverage of their choice and then talk about something they're passionate about and see how it connects to their feelings. Before we say hello to today's guest, can I take a moment to thank our lovely patrons over on Patreon, our gorgeous official Rosé sluts. If you'd like to become an official Rosé slut, you can sign up at the link below for no less than £3.
I could be a slut for less than £3.
Because usually it's $4.50.
I know, that's the savings. That can go towards the anti-chafing fluids.
Just fluids?
Yeah.
Not a cream, not
I
an
don't trust the
ointment.
cream anymore. You've seen how they make it. It's disgusting.
I haven't seen how they make it.
All those Asian children just compressed
Oh.
to make anti-chafing cream.
Please welcome to the sofa, Stuart Murphy.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
We're
Pleasure
very
to be-
excited to have you.
It's nice to be here. This is this. I could do a podcast here as well. You see, but
Yes.
it's nice to have a table that's low down. It feels like a living room. And we
Yeah.
don't have these gorgeous pictures of you.
Do you? They're all of me.
They're not all of you, but there's pictures of you and your acolytes. I can only imagine these are Patreon
Acolytes,
sluts,
yes.
are they?
Yes, Tracy Beaker pays £3 a month.
£3 a month off Tracy Beaker. to slap
Nadine's
it up.
on the slightly higher tier. She likes some of the extra content.
Is that the, oh my God, I've just said the wrong age photo of
Yes,
Nadine?
it is. Yes, well
Ah.
done. Do you know who this is?
It's a vague, no, I've got my glasses on, but is it Jane McDonald?
It is Jane McDonald.
Is it?
Yes, from Cruising.
Amazing. I was amazed I got that right.
Nobody ever actually stops to just sort of like try and name everybody up there. Alison Hammond.
Yes, Alison Hammond, clearly. I
Up
can't
at the
see
top?
at the top. Does that look like Beyonce with a yellow dress?
Oh, well, at one point she was described as the Beyonce of the United Kingdom.
Oh, Cheryl Cole.
No, it's in 2005. Cheryl Cole was
I
a
don't know.
Beyonce. That's Javine.
Who?
Fair enough. She represented us at Eurovision in 2005 in
That
Kiev,
series of losers. We haven't won Eurovision since God knows how long.
1997.
My God.
So 28 years.
28 years. That's how
Yeah.
much the rest of Europe hates us.
We came second one time.
Second is losing.
All right. We came third one time.
That's just the worst form of losing.
This year we came 19th.
I mean, we may as well just set fire to the country.
It might get some votes.
What, did we finish 12th and that's why we've got shit in the rivers now?
Yes.
Good Lord. I don't know that woman.
Oh, and do you know what? I feel bad because she's always behind me. That's Ruth Langsford.
She was one of the loose women or something?
She is one of the loose women.
She looks
yes.
the type.
Do you mean the show Loose Women, or are
Yes.
you just
No,
insulting
no.
her?
I can only see from the nipples up. But she looks like the type who would be a panelist on Loose Women. She's got the wide smile, the dead eyes, and the hair suggests she's got opinions.
She does have
Cheryl Cole.
opinionated hair,
Who the
yes.
fuck that is?
That's Tracy Beaker.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
It looks like a girl from Neighbours or something in the 80s or 90s who was trying on makeup for the first
You know,
time.
that was Danny Minogue.
I think it could be.
Yeah. Any guesses on who that is?
That's a cat.
Well done. You've passed.
Hey, look at that.
Congratulations.
It's lovely.
You've won a speedboat.
Thank you.
How are you?
Fine, I've just won a speedboat. This is great. Life's on the up. Now all I need is the means to get it to the water. Otherwise, I've got a massive white elephant, which is going to be a tax bill.
You know the show that would give out speedboats, Bullseye?
Bullseye, yes. Wasn't alone in the speedboat givage, but yeah.
Oh, well, no, they gave out speedboats quite often, but they were the big ones that did it. And also, they also gave it to who they later found out to be a serial killer.
Yes, he appeared on the show.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was answering, I think he was throwing darts as opposed to answering questions.
Yeah, I don't think he was there. No, yeah, because you have someone answer the questions and you have someone do the throw-in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the thrower was like a professional dance player. Did I get that
No,
wrong?
well, they did have a guest professional dart
Yeah.
player who would come on and they did something for charity or something, I don't know. And they'd throw darts and they'd win money for charity. It was like a little diversion away from the high tension of the main body
Yeah.
of the Bullseye quiz. Because by that time, you've already had 2 couples out of 3 eliminated. They're day drinking now.
They probably
Going.
were before the show
We've blown
started
it.
as well.
We've got
yeah.
80 quid.
That's why I always say.
King's ransom in those
That's
days.
always why they always say, like, oh, I've had a lovely day.
We've had a lovely day.
I've had a lovely
We've
day.
got a free bar.
Free bar.
We've seen outside of Yorkshire. This is brilliant.
And now we're sailing back to Yorkshire on our speedboat.
I saw this thing, right, there was, because you're right, there was a serial killer or a murderer
Yeah.
on Bullseye. I mean, I would be paid to see that if he'd gone, and what do you do for a living? I'm a murderer. Super smashing great. We've got to move on. But there was one couple who just like, all right, so here you are, the final round.
Okay.
And you've got to get 101 or more with 6 darts.
Yeah.
And it's non-dart player to throw first, the one who's been answering all the questions.
Yeah.
And so the non-dart player, I don't seem to remember this being a small chap, and he won and he picked up his 3 darts. And he got something like 98
That's a lot.
with extreme precision. I mean,
Yeah.
he was clearly a dart player. And I just thought that tanked, that went against the spirit of Bullseye.
Oh, do you think it's like when professional dancers do Strictly?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
I can respect the ruse. I can respect the hustle.
Yeah.
They're sitting there in their shed in Batley or wherever the fuck going, we need a speedboat.
Yeah. Or it's like when people go on tipping point, but they're actually like professionals that put in a coin in a slot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, for all those amateurs
Mm.
who only put coins in slots when, you know, the opportunity
A hobbyist.
arises.
Yeah.
A hobbyist.
Yeah.
Necessity is the mother of slot coinage.
Yes, it really
It
is.
really is. Then, yeah.
I mentioned this on a podcast a few weeks ago.
Mm.
Do you remember Dusty Bin?
Of course I remember Dusty Bin.
321123 Dusty Bin.
321. Yes.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
the
yeah,
least charismatic host of all time.
Who was that? Des.
Ted Rogers.
Oh, Ted Rogers. Who was I thinking of? Des.
Des O'Connor.
Maybe. There was a Des O'Connor and there was a Des Lynam. And they both.
Yeah, Des Lynam was sport.
No, but he hosted.
Probably did Question of Sport, something like that.
No, I think he hosted. There's like a pyramid of boxes. And then
The
you
Pyramid Game.
No, you put your hand in a. You get like a key and then it's like a random prize.
Oh, right.
And you always pretend it's like a terrible prize.
That's what you get if you operate as a pickpocket in the train station. You win a key and then you just get a
Yeah.
random prize.
You get a random prize.
Wow.
Yeah.
Insulin.
What a lovely way to see life.
Exactly. Exactly. They had because I used to look for as a kid watching 3-2-1. That was the big sort of early Saturday evening quiz.
Challenge TV.
No, this is like ITV
when it was on
ITV. There was no
yeah.
ITV2. ITV2 was the stuff of a madman's dreams.
Yeah.
But then so the family would be crowded around. What's on the other two channels? Doesn't matter. We're watching this.
Yeah.
And it was like an hour-long family entertainment quiz, and then they'd have this little play, and people would ask questions to eliminate the prizes. And the clues were so fiendishly cryptic and oblique that it was my weekly test of, am I going insane? Because there's no way you could ever really solve any of the clues.
No.
I mean, I'm not going to waste time. Google it. 3-2-1 clues, and on YouTube there'll be so many of these. What the fuck is he talking about?
They were like cryptic crossword things almost.
But cryptic crosswords by someone who's written them on expired medication. It was like, these leaves fall from a tree on a summer's day. What else does a tree do? It sits in the ground. And what do you do at day? Well, you move around and you wake up. And what do you do when you move around and you wake up? You have coffee. That's right, ground coffee. You've won a pound of ground coffee. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
There was my favorite clip of 3-2-1. It's like him talking to the audience. And he's just like, all right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. And it's just to a side camera of him. And there's two old ladies in the front row just get up muttering, fuck this. Just walk up.
Well, they'd have been from the Women's Institute. They loved a day trip. They love
busted.
a day trip to a game show. When I was on Countdown, it was all Women's Institute
You were on
in the
Countdown?
audience. I was on Countdown. Yeah. The civilian one, not the one for funny people. Yeah.
So were you a contestant or were you doing warm-up?
No, I was a contestant.
Get out.
Yeah, I can spell, sort of.
Yeah.
Actually, I fucked up one round very badly because I used a letter that wasn't there.
That's
but if it had been
memorable.
there, the word that I submitted is also not in the dictionary.
If there's a Countdown blooper reel for the staff Christmas party, that could be on it.
No, they broadcast it. They have to because it was part of the game. They couldn't take it out.
Yeah, but in some best of compilation.
The best thing that happened when I was there, the woman I was against, she was, I think she was 81. She's called Eileen. Eileen, if you're still watching, congrats on living this long. And she had won the last...
That's good cover because there could have been a serial killer repeated on Countdown as well. Just going, Eileen, you've messed with the wrong contestant.
Yeah.
I'm not going to beat up an 81-year-old woman live on TV, but you just watch yourself.
There was, so it was Giles Brownwith in Dictionary Corner with his fun jumpers.
Yeah.
That I think to distract from that he might be an evil person.
I don't know.
And
He probably could be.
He introduced himself to me when they sat me in the chair and he was like, hello, welcome. And then he hadn't said hello to Eileen yet. And Eileen had just won the previous 7 games. And so she'd been on the day before. And so it was somebody else in Dictionary Corner. It was Giles' first day. So he comes up and he's like, oh, well, you've got a big challenge. She's won the last 7 games. I was like, oh, well, I'll do my best. And then he was going to go, and Eileen, well done on winning all of the games. And she went, we've actually met before because he had judged a marmalade contest at her branch of the Women's Institute. And apparently he was a little bit cunty.
Wow.
Yeah. She didn't use that word, but...
If all her words she submitted were just abusive words and she maintained unflinching eye contact
I've
with
got 5, twink.
9-letter word, twat munch. Check if that's in there, Mr. Brandreth. Do you remember me now?
And also something that happened on Countdown. This is filth. There was a word that came up, tribading.
Tribading.
It is a very technical word to describe a particular act of lesbian sex.
Right.
And they don't like cut any like rude words. If it happens in the game, it happens, right?
Yes.
And so it's Susie in the
Susie
Dictionary
Dent.
Corner, Susie Dent had to explain what the word meant. And so she did it in as like sanitized a way as possible. And she was like, oh, it's to do with lesbian contact of sorts. And that was it. And everyone's just kind of like, okay, we've dodged a bullet there. And then at the end of the show, Nick has to like say something like fun and chatty to Rachel, being like, oh, what are you doing this weekend, Rachel? And Rachel just goes, oh, well, me and Susie, we're going to learn all about tribading. And then she went to the camera and went... and then they had to cut it, and then we had to redo the end of the show. And they were like, Rachel, could you not?
Eileen,
Could you not do scissoring?
God, that would finish Eileen off.
Oh, speaking of finishing Eileen,
Susie Dent seems nice.
yeah, she is. Yeah. Nobody was horrible.
No, but I mean, did you get to say hello to Susie Dent?
Yeah. They all stick around for a photo afterwards.
I think she's probably the foremost cult figure on UK TV.
Oh, no one's doubting she's a cult. No, yeah. Love Susie.
I love them, but love Susie Dent.
Rachel is much shorter in person.
I get that feeling.
Much shorter than I think people would realise.
I get that feeling that there's some camera trickery. Or that since Carol left, they've slightly lowered the board.
Well, also, she's the only one stood up.
Yeah.
Everyone else sits down.
In heels.
In heels. Very big heels.
And she's still quite short.
She's still quite short. And there's a little, there's a sort of an online game where you can play Countdown against other people. And it was made by one of the people who was on Countdown. And apparently she goes on it and plays and trolls all of the other people. I don't know how she does it, but she sets up a fake account and pretends to be somebody else.
Do you think she's got anything else in her life?
Yes.
Do you think?
She has a lot of opinions, which we probably shouldn't get into.
I think she just wanders around just twitching and making anagrams out of street signs she
Classic
sees.
Rachel Riley. If she's not trolling, she's scissoring.
It's going up to people. Do you want a vowel or a consonant? Tell me. I need to know. 9 letters. I win.
How many letters are in scissoring? No, it's not. No, it's too many. It's too many.
SCISSORS. Yeah, that's only 7 of scissors.
Yeah.
Scissored? No.
Yes. Anyway, shall we get to your drink?
Yes. Is this mugs?
It's in mugs. Is there an issue with that?
No, there's not an issue with that, I suppose. But it is. It's fine. I'm not. I'm a nice person. But I like the ice cream you've gone for, traditional vanilla. It's not mass-produced ice cream. This is class.
No, I don't know where it's made, but it is ice cream.
Advertise to the camera. Show them the label.
It's traditional. Oh, it's a wet tub. It's traditional vanilla from Margiottas.
There you are. I want to put a wet tub in your hands. I chose something that's...
Get that for the cameras glistening.
There you are.
Claire saying we
Just wipe it on your
Claire
jeans.
saying we have to move on.
We have to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, talk me through the construction first. We've got the ice cream. We've got a root beer.
Root beer.
I'm going to have a sip of this because I think I've had it before, but I don't recall the taste.
You either love it or hate it. Yeah, I can see by your face. This isn't for you, is it?
No, I can get into it. It's very aniseedy.
Yes, sort of.
Like a licoricey...
but without the bitterness.
Yeah, I suppose. It tastes like Cavonia cough syrup.
See, everyone who tries it for the first time makes a medical reference as to what it tastes of.
Do you go
it tastes of a hospital.
Oh, I thought you'd be like, what do you think the root beer tastes like? And be like, please call an ambulance.
Look at this. See,
it's frothed.
It's frothed and everything. See, it should really be in a glass so that people can see. It's an adventure. It's an adventure.
A visual journey.
Well, I like root beer. You could make it with Coca lemonade or anything like that.
Okay. Would you drink root beer on its own?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I love it.
Oh,
but I got it from the supermarket today. And the thing is, it's that they've only got it on the shelves unrefrigerated. So it's kind of warm.
It's fine.
Look at this, though.
Oh, my God.
That's immense. See what I mean?
Is that supposed to happen?
Yeah. That's half the joy. Because the ice cream some of it will float.
Yeah.
And some of it, and bits of it will just slowly sink down.
And how do you tackle that?
With gusto. With gusto and a smile on your face.
Right. Oh.
Now I've got vanilla-y root beer flavoured foam.
Right, okay. The foam is part of it. All right. Yeah. We want a chemical reaction
there you
of sorts. Oh, well, there we go.
Look at that.
But in the words of teenage pop star Jojo, is it too little too late?
No, I'll tell you what it is, mate. This is a voyage.
Okay. Like ABBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, but I hear great things.
I want to go. Every time I've been down to London for gigs and stuff, I've never had the time or the wherewithal to do it.
to just pop into ABBA
I
Voyage.
feel like going to ABBA Voyage by myself
You know
would be strange.
You know what I've heard is also fun? The Mamma Mia experience at the O2.
What is that?
Well, you just try and go, okay. I really thought the clue was in the name.
Yeah,
but
I get that, but I mean, what is the Mamma Mia? Am I supposed to have a baby with Meryl Streep? Because
yes, Meryl Streep.
I'm not buying a ticket for that.
Meryl Streep has opened up basically a sex prison in the O2, and every night after you've all enjoyed some tasty chicken tenders, she has full penetrative, unprotected sex with 3 of you, and 9 months later you come back and you guess who's the father.
If it's a 3-way with possibly Pierce Brosnan, I might be tempted.
Was he the gay one?
Well, I don't know.
One
I
of
haven't,
them-
I haven't watched the film. I haven't watched the film. I
but
haven't
one
watched
of
the
them
show.
was, right? Yeah, okay, but she dies
Look at that.
in the second one.
All right,
sorry.
spoilers.
Spoiler alert
Thanks.
for Mamma Mia 2.
See that? Look at that phone. That's
All
like a
right.
Guinness. It's like a Guinness, but for children.
Is that, what's a baby Guinness then? Oh no, that's actually alcoholic, isn't it? No. Yeah,
So anyway, this
that's
is
no.
ours. Chin chin.
Okay, lovely. Hang on, I'll tackle the tallest foam first.
Foam off. See, when I was growing up,
That is actually delightful.
yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I had a new McDonald's opened in my hometown of Scunthorpe,
Oh.
and they, for a very short time, had root beer with them.
At Mackey's.
Yeah, but so
Oh.
many people went up and said, "What's root beer?" Well, I'll try some of that root beer. But then they go, "It tastes of hospitals."
Right.
And I adored it,
Mm-hmm.
and I got into a habit of
Licking hospital floors.
yeah. But when I was at home, I'd have because I'd seen it on a TV show, Coke floats. So just a big glass but
Yeah.
with Coke with some ice cream in it.
Right.
And it's a washing up nightmare. But I really enjoyed it. So I thought, hey, let's combine it with root beer.
Okay.
And here we are.
But I feel like a root beer float is something like from like Saved by the Bell or
It is
something. It's very like
distinctly
American high
American.
school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not to show off my nerd credentials, but there is a discussion in a very much vaunted episode of Deep Space Nine
Mm.
where 2 members of 2 alien races are discussing the Federation and they compare it to a glass of root beer. In the fact that you start drinking it and you don't like it, but the more you drink it, the more you get to like it. It's insidious and sickly sweet, like the Federation.
Okay.
And that's why I'm single.
Well, maybe there are some people who watch Deep Space Nine.
Ooh. This is excellent. That's really because at some point, right, especially in the mug, because you won't see it coming,
Yeah.
you'll go, "Oh, this is nice, and then you'll get to a certain length down, and then you'll just get hit in the mouth by a full blob of ice cream.
By a big creamy blob.
Bingo! You're having fun.
Why do I feel like this is
Bring
like
the kids.
This feels like an episode of Noel's House Party.
Mm,
It's getting creamier with every sip.
there you are. Don't be afraid to top up with more root beer or ice cream. That's the benefit of it. You can just keep going.
Would you do a reverse float where it's just you take the tub of ice cream and put a tiniest bit of root beer on it? Would that still be a float? Would that be a drowning?
That would be a cry for help from a person who's desperate to lose weight. That is someone coming up with a rationale for just eating ice cream. It's diet iron brew. I'm having a diet iron brew.
The calories in
So-
drinks don't really
Yeah,
count.
the diet counteracts the ice cream. That's why I'm losing weight with every spoonful, Margaret.
It's a lovely voice to do for all of these characters. It's a
I love
lovely voice.
It's my go-to. I can't help it.
We've all got one.
Yeah.
We've all got one.
Yeah, no.
I'm partial to a South African.
It's a different. I love a root beer float.
I didn't think I was, but there's a person on Below Deck Mediterranean, and I did an impression of him once. Hi, my name's Kyle, and I work as a steward on super yachts. And nobody knows this, but I'm actually the first gay man of South Africa. I was originally born in Zimbabwe, though.
So he's not from South Africa. Wow.
He was
His life
from
is a tissue of lies. I will brook no deceit from some jumped up person.
No, he knows what he did. Should we talk about your topic?
Yes. This is fantastic.
The paranormal.
The paranormal.
The paranormal. How do you define the paranormal?
I love the paranormal. From a very early age, with a child's imagination,
Sure.
I would love watching programs about, spooky stories,
Right.
ghost tales,
Mm-hmm.
aliens, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And,
So we're including aliens in the paranormal.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
And then I would I would get these books off the back of that as like ghost tales from real life.
Okay.
Stuff like the Bigfoot, and Nessie,
Yeah.
and UFOs and all that. And I just thought, so there is more to this sphere we understand
Mm.
than the real life we get taught about in schools and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's a sort of world of imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Be these things real or sort of projections of your own mind.
Right. Okay.
And I believe it all. I'm just like, well, I don't, that's not fair. I don't believe it all. What I do is I go in without a skeptic's scientific rigor
Okay.
of going in neutral. I
Yeah.
go in eyes wide, mouth open, going, prove me wrong.
Right. Okay.
Because I would love for it all to be true.
So you're not like, say, like a Darren Brown, who's always just like, oh, you should be skeptic about everything.
No, but he's right.
Uh-huh.
You should be skeptical. You should start from that standpoint. But I can't help it. I'm like
You
a
just-
child at the gates
You
of a
just go in
fairground.
mouth agape.
Yeah. I just, that reminds me.
Yeah, fill that.
Fill
Fill that agape mouth with a nice creamy blob.
Thank you very much.
Well, because I was going to ask, like, do you
Well,
believe? Yeah. Do you believe in all of this stuff, or are you just fascinated?
To quote
by
a
it?
famous poster on the wall of a handsome man's wall, I want to believe.
Okay.
That's where I want to be. I want there to be proof.
Am I supposed to know whose wall that is?
Fox Mulder from the X-Files.
Ah. Okay.
There you are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to believe it's all true. I've spent most of my life yearning to have a paranormal experience.
Interesting.
So I can go, it is true. It
Right.
is real. I know, I've seen it. That's all the proof I need.
Yeah.
And there's so many stories out there that are convincing. But now we live in this, especially this post-AI world.
Yeah.
But since the internet came around, you get people who are, I mean, there have always been hoaxes and fakes out there.
Right.
But now it's just easy. You could flick a switch on your iPhone
Yeah.
and you can fake something.
Uh-huh.
And so there's a lot more crap to wade through.
Okay, to get to the
Yeah.
authentic stuff.
Authentic stuff. And I love
Mhm.
that. I will, there's a couple of YouTube channels where it's just like this week's paranormal videos from around the world.
Oh, like a compilation.
A compilation.
Yeah.
And it'll be like every Monday, Tuesday morning, it'll be there on my sort of subscribed list. So I'd sit there with my breakfast and just watch this going, just tap through going, well, that's clearly fame. That's gash. Move on. No, that's not very good.
Uh-huh. This is
That's-
some gold.
That's the stuff.
Okay.
And the best ones these days are the Bigfoot videos.
Really?
Yeah.
Bigfoot having a comeback.
Bigfoot is all over the shop, mate. He's
Wow.
all over the shop. And he's real.
Doing brand deals.
Well, he doesn't need the publicity. Everyone's looking for him. And he's out there.
He's out there.
Oh, yeah.
You believe he's out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because these videos are populated, they're sort of bookended rather by sweeping shots of the forests of the Pacific Northwest where
Yeah.
it's room to live, or Canada, whatever. And
Right.
these mountainous forests are huge.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely no reason why something shouldn't live in these places.
That we haven't identified as something we already know.
Yeah. One of the first programs I watched as a kid about this, and I loved and still love, it's called Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a weekly show with Arthur C. Clarke and Anna Ford, the old newsreader, doing the voiceover.
Uh-huh.
So it was all sort of like, this is serious, weighty stuff we're talking about.
Yeah.
Would go like, this week we're talking about ghosts. This week we're talking about sea monsters and stuff like that. And they'd interview people and witnesses and so old photographs and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there just going, It's true. But I got the book of that series. And, you know, it was something like 1908 or 1910
Yeah.
is when science confirmed the existence of the mountain gorilla.
Oh, right. Okay, I didn't know
So
that.
before that, we had no proof of a mountain gorilla.
I see.
And that's just like 5 minutes ago in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
So there's Bigfoot everywhere. And these
Okay.
videos are getting better and better.
But are they? But you watch them and you start from a place of this is a real video that has not been doctored.
I hope it's... I go in there with hope.
With hope.
With
Okay.
hope that it's real.
Because,
but a willingness to believe.
because we didn't know about gorillas.
I mean, that's just one more tick in my column as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. What about a show like Most Haunted or something like that, where they're going like ghost hunting or something
I
like
can't
that?
bear that.
Now, is that harder to get into because that's made for TV, so they're
I don't want to
probably
spend
engineering.
an hour so I can watch Derek Acora in night vision look perturbed.
He looks perturbed
Exactly.
in normal lighting as well.
Well, it's just like, is there anybody? It's always the same. Someone off camera will just like, oh, I don't. What was that noise?
Tap
well,
the
that proves
fucking
there was
table.
a Victorian orphan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fuck off, Derek.
Well, because in his case, they stitched him up, didn't they?
Probably.
They set a trap for him where they brought him to like some place and were like, oh, okay, so like we think that this place might be haunted. And then they set up a fake website with information about what happened there.
Really?
And so then he just like went off that information and he repeated everything that they put on the fake website. And they were like, you're repeating everything that we had on this fake website. And then that was sort of the beginning of the end for him.
I can't bear a charlatan when it comes to this stuff. This is like the edge of human knowledge.
Yeah.
As far as, see what I mean? It was like pioneering towards a new sphere of understanding.
Yeah.
And here you are in a furry suit making up shit.
So
you deserve everything you get.
well, he's dead.
Well, justice.
So how do you tell the difference between a charlatan and someone who maybe isn't who they say they are, but they believe they are? Because there might be people who are like, oh, I'm a medium. I believe I am, but I could be proved wrong. But I believe it. I'm not intentionally trying to wrong people.
Well, that's the thing.
There's the people who are doing it to wrong
intentionally
people.
trying to wrong people. I don't know how you could stumble into accidentally contacting the dead.
Yeah, it's a tricky career to get into.
It sounds like the basis for an 80s cop show.
Go to the interview. First challenge, there's no one else in the room.
Sergeant Bukowski was chasing after a criminal, fell and hit his head, and now he can contact ghosts.
Yeah.
Watch Bukowski and the Ghost.
But Bukowski.
Bukowski. Yes. It's Charles Bukowski, famous author, and the Ghost, who happens to be, I don't know, Bill Cosby.
It would be.
I mean, Bill Cosby's not dead, but, you know, I'm not saying we make it yet.
Was he released from prison?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Claire, make a note for a guest on the pod.
Don't drink anything he gives you. If you feel something globular going down when you're drinking Bill Cosby's drink, quit the podcast, get medical attention and a cop.
He says for his favourite drink, it just says, look away.
Trust me. Don't remove the cover of this foaming drink.
Well, Bill Cosby is real, but like,
Yes.
what about, so you're convinced about Bigfoot? Or you have hope for Bigfoot?
I'm not convinced of any of it. I'm romantically hopeful.
Okay.
But there's that sort of double-edged sword. All right, so let's say we're walking in the forest in the Oregon area.
As we always are.
We love it.
Yeah.
And often the listeners go, what's that? And I go, well, it looks like it could be Bigfoot.
Yeah.
All right. And they go, ooh. And we run over to where it was because we're not scared.
Okay.
Filming as we go. And then it's disappeared because he knows these woods.
Uh-huh.
But there's a clump of hair.
Okay.
If we take that hair,
right,
we can go get it tested. And the hair testing place will go, well, this is like no mammal we've ever seen or got on record. This could be a new species.
Right.
Then do you open the floodgates for every maniac with a rifle coming in to hunt Bigfoot?
I mean, probably yes.
Then why would I even do that? I don't want him to be hurt.
So if you discovered Bigfoot,
if I was walking in the woods,
you'd keep it to yourself.
If I was walking in the woods and then I heard something off to the side, and I look around and Bigfoot just looks at me and goes, I'd be happy.
Like at the end of Batman,
Like at the end of
where Alfred sees Bruce again.
yeah, just in a Venice cafe.
Yeah.
My limoncello and there's just a hulking Sasquatch. Just like,
Bigfoot thinks he's in disguise.
With
It's
Anne
just a pair of glasses.
with Anne Hathaway. Isn't it? Fucking hell, Anne Hathaway.
Wow.
Big boss. Cheers, mate.
And then Bigfoot's got the starring role in Les Mis.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So Bigfoot is something like, I guess that's the thing where like people have seen it. They've tried to take photos of it. There's like some more substantial evidence. What about something like a ghost where it comes in all different kinds of forms?
Yes.
And how do you take a picture of a ghost? You can see a ghost, but then you can only tell the story afterwards.
I'm less comfortable with the thought of seeing a ghost.
Okay.
Because they usually, from what you read, they usually haunt places as opposed to people.
Okay, yes.
And there's loads of, we're in Edinburgh. There's so many ghost stories in this town.
It's been said that this place is haunted.
Well, I wouldn't be at all surprised. It's got a history. I mean, look at the old stone of that fireplace. That's probably older than America. Right?
Yeah.
But there was, you're filming Bigfoot now, you can do it on your phone. Back then,
Right.
and same with ghosts, you had to have proper equipment that was heavy and expensive and you had to lug it around sort of thing. But, when I got my flat, I was so pleased because it was like a 10-year-old new build and I was on like the second or third floor. So that I knew there'd be no chance of any ghosts.
Right, okay.
Because if they were, they'd just be on the ground level.
Of course.
I don't want to be haunted in the middle of my own new
Oh,
flat.
I thought ghosts were like Daleks. They just can't do stairs.
Well, no. The thing is, you're probably right, but there was a pub in York that was haunted. Actually, this also. So if you stop snorting, we're talking about the dead.
Have some respect,
There was
Claire.
the pub in York that was haunted by a Roman legion.
Oh,
In the base,
whole
a whole
legion?
ghostly Roman legion would sort of march through the basement of this pub.
Yeah.
But there was a sort of like a dip in the floor of the basement because that's where the old Roman road was.
Right.
So when the ghosts walked along, that you could only see them from the knees up until they hit that bit of exposed Roman road. Then you can see the whole thing.
Interesting.
It is awesome.
was
also my favorite.
Yeah.
I'll show you it later. You can put it up for the people. My favorite photograph of all time is the spectre of Newby Church.
We're going to, at this point, I'll go like this to the camera and then we'll think of a funny photo to put here. maybe me in a Speedo or,
Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby in a Speedo.
a knitted Speedo.
Exactly, for easy access. It retains the moisture, you see. You wring it out afterwards and flush away all the evidence.
Yeah, lovely.
So no, so there's a vicar in the mid-60s in Newby in Yorkshire is taking a photo of his church's altar. And off to the side, there's just this semi-transparent 6 or 7 foot tall hooded figure in the photo. And this Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World program on the ghosts thing, they had that photo and 3 other church-based ghost photos being analysed by the experts at Kodak. And this one they could not explain.
Oh, right.
They said there's no double exposure, there's no camera trickery going on here. This could actually be a ghost. And it's a fairly horrible figure to look at. And of course, like as a child, I'm watching that going, it's real. It's all true.
Yeah.
So when Derek Acora reacts to a thing off the stairs, that's not good enough for him anymore.
Yeah.
You've got to be Spectre of Newby Church or up, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. That's a high bar.
It is a high bar. Have you ever seen a ghost or anything like that?
I don't think I've ever seen a ghost.
You don't think? Was there someone at a bus stop you just didn't regard?
I don't think, period. I'm
not alone. Thank God.
Thinking's hard. I've never seen a ghost, but there are things that I believe in. Like, I do think there must be some form of extraterrestrial life.
Oh yes. Have you ever seen a UFO?
Well, yes, but to someone who's never seen a plane, that is technically a UFO.
Yes.
And and then you find out it's a plane, and then it's just an FO.
Well, that's it. It's
Yeah.
an unidentified flying object.
Right.
I've seen one.
That you couldn't work out what it was.
No, I've still no idea what it was.
Where did you see it?
I was, this was some years ago. I was coming back from a nightclub in Edinburgh,
Right.
and I stopped by to walk up a hill near my house. And I was lying there on the grass and looking up at this the first rays of dawn coming over.
Mm.
And this thing silently just shot across the sky incredibly quickly. And I'll never forget it. It was like a pyramid, right? You've got a pyramid revolving one way. It was like brown with, I don't know, sort of cream-colored bits on it on the outside.
It's a Toblerone.
It looked vaguely like a Toblerone. Don't be obtuse. This is genuine stuff. So this pyramid is sort of revolving, but on top of it is an inverted pyramid revolving the other way in the same colors.
Okay.
And it just sort of whizzed over me like that. And I was just like, I did just see that.
That sounds like something from like Hellraiser or something.
It was mad. There was no way it should be aerodynamic at all.
What state were you in when you left the club?
That was something of a question.
Yes.
I was not in any state to be hallucinating. Put it that way.
Okay.
I never occurred to me, even in that state, that what I had seen was in any way anything other than real.
You felt of sound, mind, and body.
Absolutely. I have hallucinated before. I am aware of what they do.
Have you ever had a paranormal experience whilst traveling to a gig?
No.
Great.
No, that's the UFO is my one paranormal experience.
Is that the only thing that
remember.
you've witnessed yourself?
Yeah, I've seen people fuck around with Ouija boards and stuff like that. And spiritualism is a bit of a dead end, but
Okay.
yeah, that's the only one where I just actually thought that's good enough proof for me.
Fair enough. Does your attitude to the paranormal carry over into the normal? Like your attitude of going like, I have hope, I want to believe.
Yeah.
Do you take that into other aspects of life?
Yes, I leave the house in the morning going, today's going to be a good day. Everything's going to be fine. I'm okay. You're okay. But it does not take much for me to completely divest myself of that and just go fucking kill them all. I hate everything about my life isn't bad.
No.
I mean, look around the world. We're doing fine.
Yeah.
But, honestly, I slightly stumbled on the way out the door. This day's a complete bust. I may as well go back on the heroin.
Now I'm starting to think you were lying about the whole double pyramid flying.
Heroin.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, you must. Oh. It's so Moorish.
Post-dinner heroin. I'll stick with the after eights, thank you. But I would say to you before, it doesn't take much for me. I was playing this video game, FIFA football, and someone tackled me, and now my player is out for like 8 months. And I was just I was 40 minutes just going, these people, fuck Leeds United, because that was the player who did it.
Well, hey, I say that every fucking day.
Yeah,
Fuck
exactly.
Leeds United.
You do, because you know everything about football, don't you?
I do. Best player of all time, Teddy Sheringham.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, anyone, you're going to have to give me more than that, because anyone could just jump on with that fact.
Second best player of all time is Thierry Henry.
There you are. There you are. You did well.
Thank you.
You did very well.
Thank
I,
you
for
so
one,
much.
was fooled.
Thank you so much. Well, it's been lovely chatting about the paranormal.
It's all real. It's all real.
It's all real.
It's all true.
Well, then it's just the normal. There's no para. It's just normal.
Yeah.
There you go. It's all real. Before we let you go off into the wilderness to go and find Bigfoot, we have one last thing to do with you. We do this with all of our guests, and it's a little thing called quick fire feelings.
All right.
I have 5 random things here, and I just want you to tell me how they make you feel.
Just how they make me feel.
Yeah,
Not opinions.
You can say as little or as much as you like.
Okay.
But I just want to know your honest feelings. Are you ready?
No.
All right, I'll wait.
Hang on. engage feelings.
Lovely.
Right.
Okay. How do you feel about dark chocolate?
Love dark chocolate. I could eat it all day. It's the best chocolate.
That's probably the most joyful response anyone's had to that question.
Dark chocolate is one of the best things.
Do you think?
Yeah.
One of the best things?
I think so. More than, antibiotics.
It's better.
Yeah, it's great. Do you know what? I'll tell you what, right? I like this vanilla ice cream. It's good ice cream, good choice. But the Ben and Jerry's did this ice cream flavor called Cherry Garcia.
Yes.
Which was dark chocolate in vanilla and cherry ice cream with big old hunks of black cherry in there.
Right.
And that was the very best.
Okay.
And then they stopped making it, or at least they stopped selling it anywhere
they sell
near
it
me.
in this country.
Well, that's just racism.
It is. I'm
It
not
is
sure
racism.
to who, but it is.
To us. Why
To
are we
us.
being denied Cherry Garcia?
To the white man.
To everyone.
Yes.
Ice cream is for everyone, Sam.
It really is.
It is.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I know there are people, I wasn't mentioning no names, who don't think much about dark chocolate and prefer milk chocolate. And those people who prefer milk chocolate are the ones who will just like diss the paranormal and go, well, there's can't be things as ghosts because if there would, science would have found them by now. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to eat my dairy milk because I want the flavor of my chocolate tempered by milk.
I'm going to ask that you take that webcam out of my home where you've been recording me.
It's not up to me now. I mean,
slobbering on a big old bar and dairy milk.
this is because of the amount of subscribers I've got and Patreon people watching you slobber over chocolate. It's snowballed. It's out of control. I can't stop it now. I kicked off the Rube Goldberg device.
Will I have to do? Will I have to do a
barreling
special episode where I do the same thing but on a piece of dark chocolate?
6 more weeks when the money really picks up. You'll never have to do this again. You can bathe in melted milk chocolate if you want.
Can't wait to put that on my tax return.
Yeah.
How do you feel about a hotel buffet?
It's a very good question.
Thank you.
I mean, it really does depend on the quality of the buffet.
Think of the best hotel buffet you've ever had.
Do you know what? I don't eat them that much anymore, but there have been times when I've been staying in a hotel and they go, do you want to pay extra for the create your own fried breakfast buffet?
Oh.
And I've given, is it all you can eat? I said, yes, it is. I said, well, prepare to call your lawyers because you're going to stretch that definition. Is it all I should eat or all I can eat?
Yeah.
I do like a good buffet.
Okay.
If they say, you staying for breakfast? And you go down there and it's like mini packets of cornflakes and a
single
croissant.
muffin and a banana. Yeah.
That's just awful. Because let me ask you this.
Okay.
You know when you go into Lidl or something like that?
I sure do.
Right. But you've got like the pastries
Yeah.
and you've got them in that enclosed space.
Yes.
And you're supposed to grab the tongs, pick up your pastry and put it in the bag.
Yeah.
I will admit, I don't touch anything else. I just touch the one pastry I'm getting and I put it in the bag. I don't touch anything else.
I see.
All right. I wash my hands.
Okay.
I'm not,
In Lidl.
wiping my ass and then picking up a pastry and shaking it in the, I'm not doing any of that.
Right.
But I see a tray of pastries at a breakfast buffet and I'm not sure about these other people.
Oh, no, I get the tongs, I get the pastry, and then I put the pastry up my ass. Put it back and get another one.
That's not acceptable for Lidl. That's Aldi behaviour, mate. But I tell you what, though,
Uh-huh.
I do like, and I've no reason for me to like it,
Yeah.
is that machine, which is like a conveyor belt.
Makes the pancakes.
No, it makes,
Oh.
you put a slice of bread in there and
Oh,
it
and it
just
does the toast.
does toast.
Yeah.
I just thought, that's excellent.
But have you seen the one that makes pancakes?
No.
It puts a little dollop of batter in the top, and then you see the dollop move along a conveyor belt as it slowly cooks, and then it pops out the other side.
I'd like to see
It's
that.
wonderful.
I'd like to see that.
I was in an airport lounge.
See, that's breakfast and a show.
It really is. I like to watch other people at a hotel breakfast as well.
I think that
Judge the plates, judge
yes,
the people.
yes,
judge
but
the attire.
at the same time, there's that thing of this is an extension of my room. I'm eating my breakfast. Don't look at me while I'm eating my breakfast. You're not going to like what you see.
I sleep in the nude. I eat breakfast in the nude. Deal with it.
Exactly. It says all you can eat. Unless you're approaching me with an award, leave me be.
You're nude at a hotel buffet, and someone goes, "Did you not know you just won a BAFTA?"
They're just like, we've never seen that much bacon go down in one sandwich. Please take this.
Oh, the limit does not exist.
Yes, a hotel buffet is a surprise to anticipate.
Okay, how do you feel about a fire escape?
I love a good fire escape.
Yeah, well signed.
Do you know what? I've never thought about it until you mentioned it just now.
There's good and bad ones, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there is.
Mhm.
But a rickety fire escape, no use in an emergency.
No,
But for
and also
bit of drama.
we take the back entrance at a no.
Wow. If you're watching this, Mum, we need to have a chat.
Can I finish?
That's just one innuendo after another with you, isn't it?
No, we often, because of what we do. Oh my God.
It's a never-ending root beer float. This is amazing. I don't think I've genuinely ever been this happy before.
We have to take the back entrance to a lot of gigs.
Yes, we do.
We have to go via the back sometimes.
Well, you know what? Sometimes I do like saying, excuse me, with a queue out front. Excuse me, can I just squeeze past?
Talent coming through.
No, just like, one guy did say, why am I excusing for you? Because without me, there is no show. He sat there hating the whole thing that rest night.
And then I pulled the quasser out my ass and slapped him.
A fire escape out the back at night. A fire escape out the back at night. That's a good place to, play saxophone.
Isn't it?
For a couple of young lovers to have a private conversation.
Light up a Cuban.
Exactly. A smoking fire escape. Yes. Yeah, there's lots
That's often what they are used for.
An oasis of quiet and meaningful conversation. There's a lot of plot points on a fire escape.
Yeah.
I like that. The New York fire escapes.
Where it's stairs on the side of a building.
Yes. I think that's obviously a necessary thing.
Yeah.
I think it invites easy burglary.
Yes, but every time it's depicted in a film that's set in New York, it's always like, oh, but it's fine because everyone's friends with each other. So often they just visit each other on the fire escape. And
I don't think so.
And have a pizza. How do you feel about a game of whack-a-mole?
I'm not a fan.
Okay.
Generally, because I get the concept behind it, but I'm one of those people. How hard am I supposed to be whacking this mole? If I hit it
enough to register a hit,
right?
You want
if
to score
I
a point.
hit it, I've got to force it all the way back in. Am I hitting it hard enough?
No, you.
Just like, and then a couple of moles in, I'm going. These moles are coming up too fast. This is indicative of a bigger problem.
You're talking about it like you're at the bar, like you've had one too many moles. A couple moles in.
Yeah.
There's like 70, there's like 100 moles that pop up in a game.
Maybe so. But why? What the hell is going on underground that these moles, they know I'm going to hit them. And yet they're popping up, risking death. What the fuck is going on underground?
Well, because they're naughty moles. They're naughty
I think they're
moles.
Fleeing something bigger underground.
No, they're trying to get up to the ground because they're trying to steal your carrots.
Well, my carrots are kept in the ground. These aren't the brightest of moles.
The moles are in the ground.
Yes. The carrots are in the ground. What are they popping up for? Now they're just popping up to glow.
Trying to pop up and then get the carrot.
They don't need to pop up. They get the carrot from beneath.
Okay, so I'm just going to put this down as not a fan.
Do you know what? I'm sitting there, because this is I did say to you that my subject was the paranormal. My second subject would be my
video games.
Debilitating addiction of games.
Just games.
Just games in general. I play way too many games. I love them.
Love a game.
But it's destroyed my life.
Oh.
And I've had a great life. I just have nothing to remember. But the thing is, just like halfway through, it was like, I've had no chance of winning this game against these stupid, inexplicable moles. What the fuck am I doing here? Why are these moles coming up? I don't see any carrots. It's not like I've got to hit them between the carrots. They've clearly just taken on the carrots. And now they're just looking at me going, we've taken your carrots. There's nothing you can do about it.
I didn't have this written down.
Fucking moles.
How do you feel about that game where you have to shoot water into the clown's mouth?
I've never played it. And I don't.
Okay.
What, does he move?
It fills a balloon and you have to be the first to pop the balloon. No, it's just sort of
Then
there,
I'm just
just
going
like
to stand
oh.
there holding the pistol in the same position for a few minutes till the balloon fills. That's not a game. That's a test of endurance. That's a period of reflection. Like, what did I spend 50p on this? I could have, when I'm putting money in a slot, it better be. This is why I'm a hobbyist
Right.
for putting money in a slot.
Yeah, you've not gone to the pro leagues of
No.
whack-a-mole.
Wasting money. I'm filling a clown's balloon.
Last thing, how do you feel about crickets? Parentheses, bug.
Oh. I'm sure there's lots to enjoy about crickets. But I don't like the way they look.
Okay.
I don't like. They make sounds with their legs. That's bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing, it's what? It's just indicative of the wide variety of life on this planet and the
That's gorgeous.
infinite possibilities.
Mm.
I mean, here we are, you, me. There's dolphins, there's crickets, there's typhoid and swans.
They're actually called
It's
Claire
all-
and Ewan.
Whatever. I'm not going to learn the name of the bugs at this late stage. I'm on a sugar rush for the old root beer here. But to look at them, they look weird.
Crickets.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think I would. I don't know if they rip the heads off the men once they finish lovemaking, but I wouldn't put it past them.
Mm.
And what bugs me is when you see film and TV about people in like Texas and those sort of areas of America,
Yeah.
where all night, all you can
Yeah.
the crickets going on. That would drive me spare.
Yeah.
I couldn't live there, put up with that, and then be able to buy a gun.
You'd have a rough.
I'd just take it out on someone or probably myself. I'd be firing random shots into the cornfield every night for life. Because these fucking crickets. The only thing worse is if you're out there on the porch rocking back and forth going, fucking crickets, why did I move here? And then all of them just suddenly stop at the same time.
Mm.
That's when you know Bigfoot's near.
Yeah.
Because, when something is going to worry the crickets and
It's
the moles
Bigfoot.
and the moles are putting back your carrots, something bigger this way comes, mate.
Put them back because they're not organic.
Crickets are an early warning system for something much worse.
Okay. That's actually kind of useful then.
Yeah. But I don't want them near me.
Fair enough. Well, with that, we've come to the end of the episode.
Oh, no. This was fun.
I know.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Did
It
you
was
have a nice
lovely.
time?
Very much so.
Oh, good.
Very much so.
Is there anything before we let you go that you'd like to plug for our listeners and viewers?
My fringe show.
Yes.
Thank you. My fringe show called Little Earthquakes is on at 11:30 at Monkey Barrel Tron
In the evening.
in the evening.
Yeah.
People around just 4 noon. That's not comedy time. 11:30 at night when people are drunk and their judgment is down. That's when I'm playing.
Lovely. That's every day at the Tron.
Yes, and what time's your show? Because I've seen you.
It's-
I've seen you perform at the Fringe couple. I've seen you perform many times, but I've seen your show at the Fringe a couple of times. It's always very good.
Thanks.
So when's your show called and when's it on?
Thank you so much for asking. It's called You're Joking, Not Another One.
Yes,
And
that's
it's
right.
on also at the Tron, but at
It's a lovely room.
1:35.
That's lovely. That's
in
a
the
reasonable time. That's a
daytime.
reasonable time.
Yes.
Reasonable time.
So you could see us both on the same day
Yeah.
and have a lot of time in the middle to do anything else.
Root beer float, mate.
Make a root beer float. Get through
Go
an
on a
entire
ghost
tub.
tour. Make a root beer float.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a wonderful
Get the
time.
ghosts all creamy.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, check out our friend shows. And if you would like to follow the podcast, you can find us at I've Had a Rosé across all social media. And we'll see you again for another episode very soon. Take care, everyone.
Bye.